Ruben Amram obviously did his press conference ahead of the game against Ipswich, and there were some big things that we learned, not only just from him, but about the team and what really his aims are as Manchester United manager now. He talked with a lot of confidence, a lot of belief. He said he's not being naive, but he believes he's the right man at the right time, which obviously you need self-confidence to succeed. He also talked about the players, the formation he's likely to use. And he said, listen, there's a good group of players there, and he ultimately has to utilise them. I think it was a press conference where we learned a lot about the Manchester United manager, but also about the Manchester United squad and what he really is going to utilise them with. Like, he talked about the media criticising him. And ultimately, you look at what Amorim is. He's straight to the point. He talked about he's going to play his way with intensity, with the press, with the team, straight from the dot. And that's something we didn't really see under Eric Ten Hag. He said is about the players. Like, Amorim said, listen, there's a good group of players. They have to change the way that they're playing. But with the limited budget that he has, he really has to do with what he's got. Eric Ten Hag did made a lot of excuses. I think with Amorim, he's straight to the point. As I said, he said he's not going to play with no second way. It's his way. And he's hoping that that's going to work out. And ultimately, yes, that is a huge risk. But again, you have to have that one sort of idea of play that you want to kind of go with. And that's something Amram has done throughout his whole career, not only at Sporting, but prior to that. I think he's a manager with some very, very good ideas. And I think he can really offer a lot to this Manchester United team as a manager, as a leader. I think developing young players. He's developed, I think, 25 Sporting players in 5 years from the academy. United Academy is one of the best, but again, it's all about utilising players that he does have. And what we did learn is, I think he's a manager who takes game by game, but also planning what he's going to do. He's working closely with the players to get the best tune out of them and ultimately the best rhythm going into the games and the upcoming couple of games that we do have. It's all about finding that rhythm, that intensity. He talked about the teamwork togetherness, tracking back all together when it's needed as a unit, working together, working hard, and ultimately that's something that will help Manchester United going forward, not only under like the next couple of games, but also for the season to go. Ultimately, that intensity and that demand. And he said the players can cope with it. It's all about, can they really show it? Listen, we do have some very, very good players. You look at the defence, I think we got 18. Well, we have a 19-year-old Lenny Yoro who's up and coming to be one of the best centre backs. We have De Ligt, who's very, very good in my opinion and massively underrated. We've got Martinez, very, very good defender. Onana, one of the best goalkeepers from distributing the ball, got the most clean sheets in the Premier League. We've got Mazraoui, Delo. Like, he did also say he's going to be using wingers as wing backs. That is obviously a huge. He's going to be using full backs as wing backs, which obviously is huge. We've got one of the best academy products in a while in Kobe Manu in the team. We've also got Garnacho, who's another one. We've got Rashford, Hoyland, Ahmad. Like, it's a very, very good team that he has to work with. It's all about, can he really get the tune out of them? And I think that is the real key message. We've had a very good group of players. It's about really that identity. Going into each game knowing how we're going to play, and that's not really going to change. And that's something Amram wants to instill. He said he wants the high press, the organised press, playing out from the back, patterns of play is going to be repetitive, and that's ultimately something Amram wants to bring to Manchester United, and something that as fans we want to see. We haven't really seen a clear identity. He's talked about it from day dot, from his first interview at the club, what he's going to do, his identity, his team shape, and that ultimately is massive. It gives you that picture of what we have that picture in our head, what Amarim's going to do at United. It's going to be that 3-4-3, getting the wing backs in, defending as a team, high press, intensity football, quick passing, on the counter, intricate passes of play, physical, dominant. Like, that's ultimately what you want to see, and that's something he did instill up Sporting. That was obviously a whole different ball game coming to the Premier League. But again, he was very sort of snappy, but good with the reporters and making sure he got his point across. He said, like, the media not really going to like him, but he can really try and prove a point to them. Like, he's embracing the culture of being Manchester United manager, and that does take a lot. But again, he wants to succeed. He said it's going to be a small part of the club, but ultimately he wants the whole club to succeed. And if he can do that, obviously he needs to go game by game. He's got a 2.5 year contract. Ultimately, you want to make a statement early on into United career, and that only comes by winning games. And yeah, we play our first game against Ipswich. We've got Bodo Glimt, we've got Everton, then Arsenal. It's a tough, busy spell for Manchester United, and ultimately, under Amram, can we really take that step to become ultimately that top quality team, which we know we can be and have showed it at times. Again, the formation, the tactics, the press. Like, we're very, very excited to see what Amram can offer. I think every Manchester United fan can't wait for the game against Ipswich on Sunday. It's a massive game. It's an opportunity for us to get 3 points. Amram knows that all the headlines are going to be on him. It's really a game about Manchester United, how we really show up and what we can do in the game. I think it's an important game for Manchester United. Amram's going to want to show up and prove to everyone that he's a good manager. And yes, it's going to be one game, but we will be able to learn a lot. Formation, tactics, philosophy. We'll be able to gain a better understanding of what Amorim can really offer to this Manchester United team, and that's something I think, again, under previous managers we haven't seen. And it's all about that vision, that identity, the togetherness. And listen, it's not going to be easy. We may lose the first game, we may lose the first 3 games, but it's all about giving him that time and vision, because if we see that identity, I'm sure the Manchester United fans will support him and support Amorim through that. Because listen, all I want to see is United play good football, obviously winning trophies at the end of it, but it takes time. It's a project, and ultimately you want to see that 3-4-3 high press work ethic shape. But again, listen, there's no guarantees, but I'm hoping Amorim will be a very successful manager. But overall, I thought the press conference was very, very well conducted from himself. He speaks with a lot of respect, and he's got that aura about him, and ultimately I think is a very good manager who, listen, as I said, it's a big risk in his career to take this job, but he thinks he's the right man to succeed, and that ultimately shows. And that ultimately will show out. We'll be able to see at the end of this season, at the end of potentially next season, if he's still here, what really is end up Ruben Amorim in terms of aims for this season. You're looking at where we are, what is it, 20, this game week 12, so 27 games or 26 games left of the Premier League. It's a lot of time, things can happen, but listen, I'd rather not get top 4, but see a clear identity of football. I want to see us playing like our way, regardless of who we're playing against. And yes, it changed from game to game. You see players come in and out, but ultimately the identity that every player knows what they're doing, they're all aligned. I just want to see that top quality football. There's a lot of opportunities for United this season. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League. If we can get to the top 4, that'd be fantastic. Maybe taking it game by game, instilling that football philosophy into the Manchester United team will ultimately be the ambition that Amorim and the team is trying to go with. But listen, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. The Amorim era is starting, or has started, and listen, we're not long now from the first game against Ipswich. We'll be bringing all the content, obviously, from that game. Thank you for watching. Peace.